Salutations! Welcome to Pod Mortem. I'm Reneé Hunter Vasquez, joined as always by my co-hosts, my husband and my brother.
Hi, I'm John Paul Vasquez.
Hi, I'm Travis Hunter.
This week, we're recording live from Lake Gregory discussing the 2014 found footage horror film, Creep. This film was directed by Patrick Brice and written by Brice and Mark Duplass. Conceived from Brice's documentarian ambitions and an idea Duplass had for a one-man film, Creep blends these two ideas in an interesting and frightening way. Though this film began as a dark comedy shot in 6 days, test audiences responded to the horrific aspects, causing Brice and Duplass to reemerge with a horror film. In the heavily saturated found footage market, due in large part to an enigmatic performance by Duplass, Creep stands out as a unique treat. This film was suggested to us by friends of the show Carissa, Dylan, Scott Haseman, and Walters. We want to thank them so much for their suggestion and for their incredible support. This film was also the winner of our September Patreon poll, so thank you to all of our patrons who participated and voted. If you want to help us pick an episode, join us over on the Patreon at patreon.com/thepodmortem. So, what did you guys think about Creep the first time you saw it?
The first time we watched it with one of my little sisters, right?
Yeah.
I remember really liking this movie. I still do like it. It's very different. And
You're taking a really long time
well,
to say nice things about this film. That's what you're going to do, right?
I like the movie. I'm trying to think of a way because it's a very, can I say it's a small cast?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay. It's a minuscule, it's a micro cast.
Right. Minimal. The cast is small.
Yeah.
Very petite.
It's
so
literally one step above the smallest cast.
Yes.
But the pacing, I feel like the pacing in this movie and everything, it works. Yeah, there's a few things for me that I do have some questions or kind of nitpicky, whatever. But I did enjoy this movie, and I still do enjoy this movie.
I definitely enjoy it much more than my memory said I did.
Yeah, because you kept like rolling your eyes every time it got brought up, and I was like, you said that you liked this.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck because I remember watching it for the first time. This is my recollection of it.
Right.
And not liking it. And then you tell me constantly, you're like, no, you actually enjoyed this.
You told me that you liked it.
And I'm like, look, I think I know what I like and what I don't. Well, it turns out I had no fucking idea.
You didn't care for the second one.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I remember, maybe that is what it was.
The second one isn't as strong.
Yeah, I don't think it's as strong. I do like the actress in it.
Yeah.
I thought she was really good, but then I thought, maybe it's just the story.
Yeah.
Because the story of this one's actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
And it passes one of my smell tests for found footage, which is...
Is there a reason to record?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A reason to keep recording, you know? And I think that this does that. It is a very interesting take because a lot of times with found footage, it's more just about what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
And this, it's more about who's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because Mark Duplass, and I like Mark Duplass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen The One I Love, the movie he did with Elizabeth Moss.
Mm-mm.
Watch that movie.
All right.
I think it's still on Netflix. It was on Netflix when I saw it, but he's pretty versatile. He was also on FX's The League, which is, also a thing he did. But I do remember watching that as well, and it's, I told you the man is versatile.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in all honesty, going back to the movie, all I really remembered was there was something about it, like a Peachfuzz
Yeah.
or something. And then actually going back and watching it, I was like, you know what? A lot of this really works.
Yeah.
There were a few things I will say that kind of annoyed me, and they kept happening.
Yeah.
A lot. Well, we can kind of get to that. I think the thing is it's all about Mark Duplass's performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because he does create, and he creates awkward moments, but not in like the Curb Nathan Fielder kind of way.
Where it hurts?
Yeah. But in the way of just like, I don't,
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable.
very much so.
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
No, I love this. I'll say that right off the bat. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but Mark Duplass really is just outstanding in this for me. There's something so weirdly magnetic about him, but at the same time, you're like, I need to get as far away from this man as I possibly can. He is just incredible in this.
he switches.
Yeah.
Like in there, and even in like moments of one line, you're like, I got like 8 things from
Yes.
that.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with him and Patrick Brice about how this even kind of came to be. And they met because Patrick Brice's girlfriend at the time was Mark Duplass's nanny. And so they meet, and Patrick Brice is this like aspiring documentarian.
Right.
And so he saw his thesis film that he made.
It's called Maurice.
All right.
And I guess he had, because I watched this interview they did with David Poland, and he had said, I guess he went to Paris and he got like the grants to do it, all based on this big documentary he was going to make about a French composer.
Right.
And then when he gets there, he's like, I don't want to fucking do that. And so he's like, I got the grant money, you know, I need to know what I'm doing. And so he does some research and he finds the last 35 millimeter pornographic theater in Paris.
All right.
And so he makes a documentary about the guy that owns it. And he told the other people in his film school, and he got all this crew together based on just the idea of just like interviewing this guy, figuring out what he's about.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what I hear, it's actually a really good documentary.
Well,
Whoa.
Mark Duplass had said when he watched it that the guy that they were interviewing was a character. He said, but he could tell by watching it how much he really liked Patrick Brice and what Patrick Brice was bringing out of him. He was very candid. And so that gave him, he had already had this idea that he was going to make a film only of himself in a hotel room as a man who had just been diagnosed with cancer. And that he was going to be recording his, you know, making something for his son that he might not get to meet. And he was like, what if we did this together? What if you were interviewing that guy? And so it kind of spiraled from there. And they said that they had a very similar sense of humor and finding like awkward moments funny. And so in 6 days, they made Peachfuzz. It was a dark comedy.
Yeah.
And so it had like these little hints of horror in it. And everybody that they showed it to, they were like, more of that.
Yeah.
And Mark Duplass equated it. He said that when his daughter was born, he knew she was going to be a tomboy. And then she was like, no, princesses. And he's like, when I gave in to what I thought she was going to be, and was just like, no, she's a princess kid. He was like, everybody was happy.
Yeah.
He's like, so we just gave in and let Peachfuzz be what everyone wanted it to be. He's like, it was always meant to be creep. And so it's really interesting that they were able to be like, no, this is what we're making, and let it kind of naturally evolve into what we got. They said that they had a 5-page outline. They didn't even have a script. And so it was just going to be in this scene, we're gonna be in a bathtub, and then so they would roll, and Mark Duplass just does what fucking Mark Duplass does, and then that's what we get.
And
I mean, that's so it's so incredible. Like it's so interesting that they were able to make this from really just like two dudes being like, we laugh at the same shit. Let's make something.
I think that I love hearing stories of like these humble beginnings of things.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me that when his girlfriend is like, hey, I got this job as a nanny, he's like, I think I'm going to eventually make a film.
Literally. Who would have thought?
I'm going to launch my career with that guy.
Yes.
But the other thing that I did hear in that interview is, I guess Mark Duplass, years prior, he had met Jason Blum.
All right.
I guess they were talking about some kind of a romantic drama situation, but I don't think it ever panned out. And then once they get Peachfuzz, they get it to him and Jason Blum.
He was like, you made this for cheap.
Yeah.
I'm
That sounds like my kind of fucking film. But it's so funny to me because we always joke about how somebody says, and we can make it for like $10,000. He pops his head out of a bush.
He materialized.
Like, I can distribute that or whatever. But I guess he was kind of helpful to them because navigating the idea of horror in this film,
right?
They weren't exactly, they know what they want to do.
Yeah.
But giving it that focus was really Jason Blum.
All right.
And I think that they had said hooking up with Netflix helped too, because they were like, well, is this a movie really that gets released to like 3,000 theaters?
Right.
Yeah.
Or is this a movie you discover streaming, you know, and it really is that streaming discovery.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely is. I really appreciated the interview that I saw. We probably watched the same one.
It's possible.
Mark Duplass had said, with all these huge budget films going on at the same time, he's like, can we really ask somebody to pay $12 to see Creep instead of all these other movies? He's like, no. And so a lot of it is learning when to put your ego to the side, because this is a better film to be on Netflix. It just is.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that he was like, no, this does not need some huge theatrical release. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be the same.
It wouldn't. And I think he said Ant-Man was out, so I figured.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
There's no way.
do that. I want to see Peachfuzz though.
Oh, no, yes.
Yes,
Seriously.
yeah.
I want some of that.
Get me, where's Jason Blum's phone number?
Yeah.
We'll lie to him, tell him we have an idea, and we'll steal Peachfuzz
But
from his office.
you gotta say cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Now, before we ask this film a question, we would like to issue a warning for spoilers. Podmortem is a very in-depth podcast, and in thoroughly discussing horror films, we have no choice but to spoil a thing or two. If you don't wish to be spoiled, please go watch the film, then come back and enjoy the show. If you've already seen the film or don't care about spoilers, then let's hit record. The film opens with Aaron, played by Patrick Brice, filming himself in his car. The date is March 21st, 2012, and he tells us that he's headed toward a mountaintop to meet someone.
I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention to things the first time I saw this movie, but it took me this time looking up and watching it to realize that he was the director, co-writer, and
Yes.
co-star. I was like,
Oh yeah, this dude.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
For some
two-man
reason-
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep those costs low.
Yes.
Also, I know it's a social media thing now. Don't film while you're driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not safe.
No.
Even TikTok tells you.
Yeah, do
Don't
they
do
really?
this. Yeah.
I'm not on there enough. Podmortem PSA, don't.
Yeah. Don't
Don't
that.
film and drive.
No.
But he shows the mountains that he's traveling towards and says that he's not even sure who exactly he's meeting. He's responding to an ad that promised $1,000 a day for filming services. And of course, I want to be like, you idiot, but I'm like, $1,000 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Do we
I
care
don't-
what
yeah, I know.
I don't
mean,
care what the rest of the ad
If it turns
says.
out to be a killer, that's just a bonus.
We're millennials. We can fucking...
I'm kidding, but
I wasn't.
he says that the ad asked for discretion, which he is unsure of, but he ponders to the camera that it may be a 40-something woman sitting alone waiting for a handsome boy to come and give her a rub down and whisper sweet nothings. I'm like, sure,
Sure.
Aaron,
yeah.
that's exactly
yeah,
what's
that's
up
what
there.
you want.
Yeah.
And this is when Aaron became very relatable to me. I think we all have this dream.
But he passes Lake Gregory, and we get shots of the lake and the small town surrounding it as he continues his journey to the mountains. Aaron finally comes to his destination, a house at the top of a flight of stairs on the mountain with a yellow door. He climbs the stairs and knocks on the door, and when no one answers, he rings the bell. When no one answers still, we cut to Aaron making a phone call. The person on the other end doesn't answer, nor do they have their voicemail set up. I'd be like, okay, so I got.
Yeah.
Clearly. I do want to say very quickly, I know I just said that he was very relatable for the whole 40-something thing, but
Making a phone call?
no.
You're like, you've lost
Yeah,
me.
no.
Was
He
it him
did.
out of breath?
Yes,
No, yeah.
after one flight of stairs.
I was like, damn, why is he out of breath already?
I was like, I get it.
But he is carrying that camera. So I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
true.
yeah, I was like, all right.
I forgot about that. I just carry me, and that's
No,
enough.
Yeah, for me, yeah, that's enough. He seems understandably frustrated, but films his yellow car at the bottom of the steps. He pauses and zooms, though, when he sees an axe stuck into a tree stump.
So Chekhov's axe.
100%.
I was honestly, and the way that they discussed it a little bit later, I was like, maybe it's a misdirection.
Yeah.
And I was we'll see.
We'll get there.
We'll talk about it.
We'll get to it. Aaron gets back into his car, theorizing that it may be smarter to just wait. Just as he starts to mutter that he doesn't think the person is going to show, someone bangs on his window, loudly going, "Hi!"
Look, dude.
It's horrifying.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Like, okay, jump scares, right?
Yeah.
They can be done like super well.
Right.
A lot of times in this film, it's just a lot of loudness.
Well,
Yeah.
Joseph, he likes that.
Yeah, I don't.
mean, that's this is a recurring theme that he
is.
does.
If you're gonna be friends with Joseph, you got to get.
You
used
just
to
got to
this.
get used to it. But Aaron understandably is startled, and he rolls down his window to see the friendly face of Joseph, played by Mark Duplass, who apologizes for scaring him. I'm like, there's no way that you didn't intend to scare, to scare
no
somebody by
shit.
doing
There's
that.
no other reaction you could get from that.
But he already knows who Aaron is and shakes his hand, introducing himself. He looks Aaron over, musing that it's going to be a good day and that Aaron has a very nice and kind face.
On a rewatch, Joseph's initial assessment is very interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So Joseph opens the door to the car and Aaron gets out. Joseph says that they should just get this out of the way now because at the end of the day, this is going to be normal. He gives Aaron a hug and tells him that he promises that this is not going to be weird at all.
So is this a miniature red flag or is this just a very friendly person?
The way, and okay, I'm a very paranoid person.
Yes.
The way that he plays this character at this point, I'm like, oh, this is the friendliest guy in the world. Like I'm not uncomfortable. I'm maybe a little uncomfortable, but I'm not seeing a red flag yet. I'm just like, oh, you're one of those. I'm a hugger. Like when you meet somebody, like especially what he says in a minute, I'm like, okay, I get it. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Look, we all like to be held, but
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's like, come on, just hold on. Hold on a minute.
He's like, let's just get this out of the way because we're going to be hugging for the rest of the day.
But like the only thing you know about me is that I answered your ad.
Yeah. That's
so I need $1,000.
Well, and I have
my name is Aaron.
I have a nice and kind face.
Oh, that too.
And again, once he says in a minute why he's here, I'm like, okay, I get the intensity, but we'll get there.
I did read in an interview in the Austin Chronicle that some of like the behavior was kind of inspired by a guy that Mark Duplass met on Craigslist. I guess when he was in New York, he bought a bed. And the guy like started out like super friendly, and then by the end of it, he like it's like a 5-minute interaction really, and he's like, "So my divorce." Like he was telling him like
a lot of people
everything. But to me, and again, maybe I am a little judging a little too harshly with the miniature red flag remark. Because we've all worked in the service industry.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And
people will tell you.
Yes, I've had an interaction with someone for 30 seconds and I know everything about them.
Literally,
Yeah.
Deepest, darkest secrets. She's cheating on her husband. You
Yes.
know, and it's like, it's going to be 7:45 and your change. But so I mean, I guess maybe not that bad.
But Aaron follows Joseph up the stairs where he unlocks the door and invites Aaron into his house. He introduces it as his family vacation home that holds a lot of memories. He directs Aaron's attention to a series of bear paintings on the wall and says that he painted them with his father when he was younger.
I'm pretty sure his father did most of the heavy lifting on those.
He tells Aaron that he's sure that he's anxious to get started and has Aaron frame him so he can tell his story. Joseph starts by saying that he is a cancer survivor. It started in his liver, but spread to his lungs. He's had chemo and the cancer went into remission, but 2 months ago, he started to get dizzy and have cognitive issues. He went to the doctor and learned that he has an inoperable brain tumor the size of a baseball. He was given 2 to 3 months to live, and he's still optimistic that he may beat it, but in case he doesn't, he's doing this. This is when I'm like, okay.
Starting to understand.
We don't have a lot of time to build. It's like, let's just jump in. We're going to be friends, so let's just be friends now.
I get that.
Yeah.
He explains that he's been married to his wife, Angela, for 6 years, and she's pregnant with their first child. He tells the camera, "Hi, buddy." And then he's like, "We're calling him Buddy." Before asking Aaron if he's ever seen the film My Life. Aaron hasn't, so Joseph explains it's a beautiful film where Michael Keaton gets cancer and makes a video diary about his life for his unborn son.
So I looked up this movie. I had never heard of it before this.
Right.
But it has a really good cast.
Well, Michael Keaton.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Keaton leading the cast, but it's got Nicole Kidman.
Holy shit.
It's got Bradley Whitford. And it's got Queen Latifah.
It
Queen
made,
Latifah?
$54 million.
Really?
Yeah.
He was like, I also
I
looked
did too. Because I was like, because sometimes they do that, and then it's like, are you giving me
not
a fake
real
movie?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And when he was explaining, I was like, that sounds familiar as fuck. So when I looked
you
it
had
up,
heard of it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, that's what it is. And then I seen what it made, and I was like, holy
God
shit.
damn.
Yeah.
Well, what I had thought, because a lot of times when you bring up a movie in your movie,
Yeah.
it's because it's either like a clue about
or
something.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
themes.
Exactly. But I mean, he's just really just stealing Michael Keaton's
Yeah,
ideas.
that's
He says that their job is to keep the camera rolling, like Aaron had already agreed to. He wants Aaron to document him. He says he doesn't know exactly what he'll do, but he wants Aaron to capture who he is, not glorify him, just capture him so Buddy could see who he really was.
So if I'm Aaron, not only is this a very understandable request,
Yes.
Right.
I feel like I am doing good work.
Yes.
Right.
So nothing feels weird.
And again, any weirdness that he had a minute ago, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's urgency.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Aaron agrees to the project and Joseph hugs him again, admitting that he was worried that Aaron would run away. Joseph hands over the money for the project, telling Aaron that this is no longer a business transaction. This is a partnership between the two of them and a journey into the heart.
Okay, so for the rest of the film, it is very important that he's already given him the money.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I feel
All
like...
right,
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you
give
for
you guys-
saying that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll give you all that.
A lot of things are being... We'll obviously talk.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, though, that does, and it's a very weird thing that makes me believe his story more. The entire time he's talking, he's fiddling with his wedding ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that someone would do that has worn it for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's their nervous twitch.
Because it's always there.
It's always there. And so I'm like, all right, maybe, the story makes sense. Because just
he's
upon...
he's a believable guy.
Yeah.
yeah. And
He's a believable guy. He asks Aaron if he's ready, and Aaron says yes. They high five, and with a smile, Joseph dashes upstairs, saying that he's going to go get in the tub.
This motherfucker. For real? I was like, come on, dude. I know I said I'd watch you, but
that's step one.
yeah, it's like right away.
Can we get to know you first?
Yeah, I was like,
And also, I mean, again, there's a lot of interesting channels on Craigslist. If I were Aaron, I'd be like, well, do I have to do anything? Do I have to scrub you down? What are you wanting from me? It's $1,000.
yeah.
Basically, just tell me what to do. But Aaron stays behind at the bottom of the stairs for a moment before Joseph tells him to come up. Aaron follows the sound of running water up the stairs and through the second floor into the bathroom where Joseph has already taken his shirt off. He starts to pull his pants down as soon as Aaron enters the room, and Aaron's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, it's fine. We're going a lot deeper places than this.
That only raises further questions
Yeah.
for the future of this project. The fact that we're starting here.
Yeah.
If I'm a videographer, I'm thinking that we're going to begin with like an interview at a table.
Yeah.
Right.
And so this is jarring.
It's surprising.
I'm like you said, I get it's the job and whatever, and I don't mind. That's fine. You know what I mean? Let's get deep, whatever, and get your thoughts and all that. But
yeah.
like you said, let's get a mini interview real quick. You know what I mean? Let's
You
get to
haven't
know
even-
each other.
You haven't said your name?
Yeah. And Buddy sounds like a placeholder. Come on,
Yeah.
man. You know what I mean?
Well, there's Buddy Cole from Kids in the Hall.
There is Buddy Cole.
I mean,
That's the only Buddy I know.
It's Buddy the Elf.
Hey, there
I
you
mean,
go.
I
This
guess-
is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
There's an elf.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Fuck.
cool. Maybe he's named after him.
That's it. You figured it out. But it's funny because he asked again if Aaron's okay. He's like, are you okay? Are you hungry?
And because he had not asked before. But now he's suddenly interested in his hunger. I will say, though, again, he's making sure everything's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, he
really,
is. Yeah.
He even offers him a sandwich, but Aaron insists that he's fine. Joseph's like, maybe we'll eat when we get out of the tub. And then he's like, well, I'm getting in the tub. You're not getting in the tub.
So clearly defined.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we cut to Joseph sitting in the tub with candles lit around him. He speaks directly into the camera, directly to Buddy, welcoming him to his first tubby.
I do want to, this is just aesthetically, but the tiling job on that bathtub is fantastic. That was a beautiful bathroom.
Joseph did it with his dad.
Oh,
great work.
Probably 99-1
Yeah.
split on the job there. But I mean, again, this is totally fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's sad.
It's very sad. And watching it continue, it's tragic.
Yeah. He says that when he was Buddy's age, he did tubby time with his dad all the time, and it was the best part of the day. He says that since they might not get to do it together, they could do it this way. He pantomimes lifting Buddy into the tub and playing with him, smelling his stinky feet, pretending to eat his toes, and washing his hair. Finally, he leans into the back of the tub, saying that it's time for his favorite part. He pretends to hold Buddy on his chest as they look at the candle flames together. It's very fucking sad.
Yeah, very much. I will say, though, thinking about it now, Aaron is a stranger. Joseph could have worn trunks. He's like, I'm a method actor.
This is tubby time. Okay.
Yeah. We do it one way.
Yeah.
We cut to Joseph lying back in the tub silently with the washcloth on his face. He pulls the washcloth off and tells Aaron that he just can't stop thinking about it. When Aaron asks what, he reiterates 2 to 3 months. He'll be sad and in a lot of pain. And he says that this tubby scene was supposed to be fun and not sad, but he can't stop thinking, why wait? He could just end it right now. He slides down into the water, and when Aaron calls his name, he doesn't come back up. The first time I watched this, I was like, oh, this whole thing is him getting Aaron to kill him.
Oh.
That's what I thought he was paying him for.
Right.
Okay. That would be interesting.
Yeah. See, I know this was supposed to be cute. This is getting a little weird now.
It's
it wasn't what
uncomfortable.
I thought.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that in these moments, I see, because Mark Duplass talked about the influence of misery.
Oh,
And I see that in these moments like this.
damn. But Aaron films over the tub where Joseph lies under the water with his eyes closed. Suddenly, he jumps up, screaming. He sees Aaron's off-camera reaction and immediately apologizes, saying it was supposed to be a joke. He says it was a bad joke, but he's just got a weird sense of humor.
Yeah, our senses of humor are not gonna. It's not gonna work. And I also would like to remind you, I do have $1,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, and you're not gonna chase me naked outside.
He might.
Well, okay, never mind.
He might. He says that it just got too serious and he was trying to lighten the mood. He offers that they go outside and get some fresh air, and Aaron agrees. We cut to Aaron walking down the stairs and hear Joseph telling him that it's getting chilly outside, so he should put on a heavier coat. He tells him to get something out of the guest bedroom closet, but when Aaron pulls open the curtain covering it, he is face to face with a wolf's head and he screams.
Okay, I gotta be honest with you. I've already made it clear that I'm not a fan of the mock jump scares, I guess.
Yeah.
But Aaron's scream every single time he gets scared is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Because it's a 10 every
It's
time.
real.
When the camera refocuses, it's a creepy wolf mask on the top shelf of the closet. Joseph rushes in, reassuring him that it's just Peachfuzz. He tells Buddy that he's going to love this. He introduces Peachfuzz, the friendly wolf. I got to say, the mask does not look friendly.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And I will say, Joseph got dressed really fast.
Yeah.
He just kipped up out of the bathtub and put his gear on. Like, it was very, very
Completely
quick.
dry.
Yeah, he is.
Don't worry about it. Joseph's dad created Peachfuzz, and he even had a cute little song for him. It cuts to Joseph wearing the Peachfuzz mask, dancing and singing the song. Hello, my name is Peachfuzz. I might look like I'll eat you up, but I'm as friendly as a rabbit, and I make a very good friend. Peachfuzz, I'm here, and there's nothing to fear.
Well, it's no Lennon McCartney, but
That shit sounds made up on the
Right
spot.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just made that shit up.
you're telling me your dad,
Yeah.
like 30 years
yeah,
ago?
shut your ass up. You know that's
You
not
know
real.
right
yeah.
now, dude.
It only rhymed at the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was it.
He forgot he had to. He's like, oh, shit.
Right.
Yeah. Get one in there. It'll be real.
Yeah.
He'll believe it. He'll believe it.
He ends the song with zeal and takes the mask off, asking what Buddy thought. Like nothing, he puts Peachfuzz back on the shelf and takes down 2 matching winter hats, saying that he and Aaron can be twinsies.
So maybe with the introduction of Peachfuzz is when I started.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're having second thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. The money is still warm in my pocket,
Yes. Yes.
but we're thinking. We're thinking more. I do want to talk about the Peachfuzz mask.
Yes.
Right.
I read an interview in Shock Till You Drop. Now, get this. The guy that did the interview was Ryan Turek, and he's interviewing them about a Blumhouse film. He goes on. He is currently the vice president of, I think, film production at Blumhouse.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Very
I was
cool.
like, good for you,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in the interview, they said they found it on this really obscure website, and they emailed the guy, and they told him they loved it, wanted to use it for a movie, and then Brice chimes in, and he's like, oh, the guy that sold it to us was a Rodney Dangerfield impersonator. I was like,
fuck?
what? Which one's the side gig? Like, I just thought that was interesting because he talks about the mask later,
Yeah.
how he got it, but he doesn't mention Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Well, he gets no respect. I mean,
No, why would he? Yeah.
In the next scene, Joseph is driving while Aaron films, and Joseph talks to Buddy. He tells him that he and Angela learned about a place called the Miracle Waters of the Heart in Spanish. The lore around the place is that there's a healing body of water that only those pure of heart can partake in. And that's where they're going. He asks how Aaron's heart is, and when Aaron says it's good, Joseph's like, it better be.
What?
I did not like that. I know I've been defending Joseph.
yeah.
I didn't like that.
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, no shit.
In the woods, Aaron runs to keep up with Joseph, who tells Buddy that they're going to go cure some cancer.
You didn't tell me. Okay, this is going to have to be 1,500.
We're hiking?
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Did you hear me after I climbed those stairs?
That was like 12 stairs. Are you kidding me, dude?
But they move steadily ahead, and Joseph stops abruptly, asking Aaron if he saw something in the trees because he heard something. He goes off to investigate in that direction and suddenly runs off, leaving Aaron behind. It's like, you're doing a lot of running today.
Yeah,
I'm not like a huge fan of it.
No.
Where'd you go, man?
I don't. And why?
It's like, no, I'm turning the camera off. No,
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I'm wasting tape.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Aaron calls after him, zooming in on the area to try to find him before finally following in his direction.
He does point the camera at himself like, it's a living.
Yeah.
I got $1,000.
Yeah, I got to do what he says.
It's completely quiet until Joseph jumps up screaming, scaring the shit out of Aaron.
And Aaron screams.
He does scream. I mean, by now, can't you tell I don't like that shit? Like, I know that this is your thing, but we've known each other for about an hour and I've screamed 3 times. That's weird.
Yeah.
But he's having fun with it, I guess.
Joseph takes the camera away from Aaron so he can get a shot of Aaron's face, but Aaron looks pissed. Joseph says he's obviously a little mad and he apologizes, and Aaron accepts his apology. Joseph gives the camera back and tells Aaron that he just had a near-death experience. That's what it feels like when you know you're going to die. Isn't it incredible?
He's like, no, I'm fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. He starts walking and Aaron follows, agreeing that it was powerful. Joseph, though, says that there was a moment after Aaron was done being scared where he looked like he wanted to kill him. Aaron starts to deny this, but Joseph says it was just a visceral reaction and he didn't take it personally. But there's a little Peachfuzz inside of him yet.
You told me Peachfuzz was friendly.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
You fucking liar. We're already seeing...
You made up that song, didn't you?
God damn it, I knew it. We're already seeing holes in the story.
Yeah.
And that's worrisome.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. Especially since now we're out in the woods.
Yeah.
Aaron continues to follow Joseph through the woods, and Joseph asks if there's anyone Aaron needs to make peace with, and Aaron says that there is an ex. This question I'm done, I think. I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. Also, one thing I will say as far as the film is concerned, I would like to see more about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't get anything else about his
Aaron,
ex.
yeah.
I think that would be cool if after he has an experience of whatever happens in the film, we do see a bit of him and his ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't.
But again, Aaron says he has an ex, and Joseph's like, you have an axe? Once Aaron clarifies that he said ex, Joseph is like, oh, I thought you meant you had an axe to grind. Then he's like, well, I have an axe back at the house.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I have a rescue dog outside.
Yeah.
That was jarring.
It was very jarring.
Aaron says that he saw the axe, and Joseph tells Aaron to be honest with him. When he saw that axe at his house, was there a small part of him that thought he was going to kill him with it? Aaron says yes, but he didn't know him back then when he thought that. But this is all very funny to Joseph.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
And I will say again, if we're talking about playing into audience expectations, that's a very interesting conversation to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I thought when I saw the axe is homeboy's getting the axe in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the fact that Joseph is calling it out, now I'm thinking, okay, then
Maybe
they're not
not.
going to
Yeah.
use it at all.
But we cut to them still walking down the trail. Aaron mentions that they've been walking for a long time and that he's hungry, but Joseph tells him to be patient. He jogs over toward a sign, thinking that it's pointing them in the direction of the healing waters. But when Aaron gets closer with his camera, it's a caution sign warning of a sewer pipeline.
How much longer are we going to walk?
Literally.
See here.
I don't think it's out here, man.
Yeah. it was at this point I was like, you know what? If I'm following him, when the answer he gives, because he asks him, he's like, "Do you know where we're at?" And he's like, "Oh no." Yeah, he straight up says, "Oh no." What do you mean no? You know what? Here's your money back. I'm turning this bitch off, and I'm gonna find my way home.
I think you had to until you said
no.
the money.
I've at least earned $250.
No, I mean, yeah, but you know what, dude? This isn't worth. You go find whatever your
right.
Or you know what? I'm gonna keep the money. Here's the camera. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, so you can make it yourself.
Here's the footage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the tripod.
Yeah,
you don't even need me, dude.
Off. This is on.
When the
Zoom,
red light is on.
But Aaron says that it's just shit water. Joseph, though, says that it's something, which is better than nothing. He starts to walk away, but Aaron stops him, asking if he knows how to get back. This is when Joseph's like, "Oh, no."
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Aaron talks about all the doubling back and random turns that they took. He wasn't keeping track of them. And Joseph's like, "Oh, yeah, no, me neither."
God. He's like, "I gave you back the map."
Yeah.
If you bite me one more time. But Joseph says that that's back there and they got to go forward. They can't find the miracle with the rope attached to them. Suddenly, Joseph yells, "Holy shit!" and once again runs away. Aaron films from a distance as Joseph finds a lookout point. He surveys the area before telling Aaron that he's never going to believe this. We cut to Aaron climbing up onto the lookout point where Joseph waits, pointing beneath them. He invites Aaron to point his camera down and tell him what he sees. Aaron does, giving us a view of what they've been looking for this whole time. A huge rock with water rushing down the side of it and a large heart-shaped hole in it.
So 2 things. First of all, my first thought was, you're going to push me off, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Because good Lord. But the second thing is actually pretty cool is that this is a real natural formation.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's called Heart Rock Falls in Crestline, California.
Oh, nice.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
And weirdly, it's a horror thing now.
Yeah.
You can add it to your horror road trip.
For sure. We all have one of those.
I want to go on one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No one will finance it for me, though. Hey, maybe we find the guy for $1,000 on Craigslist.
But Aaron tells Joseph that he was right and it is in the shape of a heart. Nodding, Joseph says that it's a heart, but it's also a miracle.
Sweet.
We cut to Joseph filming Aaron as he, with pant legs rolled up, steps into the pool. Joseph sets up the camera and joins Aaron in the water. The two give each other a big hug and spread that healing water all over each other before hugging again.
I had thought initially, I was like, if this is like magical water, they're going to be like anti-Achilles. But then they started pouring.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to be fine.
Only your feet are okay. On a large stone next to the healing pool, Aaron films as Joseph carves J+A with a heart around it into the rock.
We just met.
Yeah, that's my only. I just met you, man. You know what I mean?
This is on the line. I do feel like there are experiences that you can have with people that once we go through this experience together, we feel way closer than we should. Or maybe that we have any right to. And this is kind of one of those experiences, I think. Like, we were lost. Like, I looked like I wanted to kill you a minute ago. We're talking about axes. No, but this healing water thing, it's a big deal for Joseph. Like, it's on the line. It is weird, but I can still make excuses as to why maybe a person would do this.
I feel like I would begin to worry about an obsessive personality.
I'll say maybe the heart. Maybe the heart's too much. Maybe the heart. Maybe just J+A or maybe just J and A.
Was here or whatever.
Yeah, maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe it's the heart that's doing too much.
Yeah. We're not even, you haven't even held my hand yet. What do we...
Starting to feel like
baby steps.
Yeah,
baby steps.
Fatal Attraction or whatever.
But Joseph says that he knows a place called Billy Bear's that has the best pancakes in the world. Still very hungry, Aaron takes Joseph up on his offer to buy lunch. In the next scene, Aaron films as he and Joseph sit at a table at Billy Bear's looking over the menu. Aaron is asking questions. What's good here? The pancakes? Didn't you used to come here with your family? Joseph finally looks up at this last part saying that he did, but they've changed the menu since then. So he was just looking to see if there was anything else, but they should definitely get the pancakes.
Holes.
Yeah.
This is weird.
What?
Yeah.
You suggested this restaurant. Yeah. We could have gone anywhere.
No.
But we cut to Joseph finishing a plate of pancakes.
Okay. Am I the only one that thought he was eating his pancakes a little interestingly?
Interestingly.
Well, because he was like cutting them, like he was cutting his pancakes with his fork. I've never done that. I've never eaten pancakes that way. But it was like a whole pancake that he had worked his way through wedge by wedge.
That's fine.
That's fine? What the fuck? What do you guys do? How do you guys eat your pancakes?
Why are you outraged?
What the
Because
fork?
If I'm going out to eat, I will fork and knife it.
Okay.
If I'm at home and I'm lazy and I don't want to wash a knife, I'll just do it with my fork.
You'll pick it up by hand?
I'll eat it with my hands.
No, what I do, and I think this
I
is
just put my face in the plate.
this is, I think, the proper way to eat a pancake or a short stack for the layman. If you cut it almost like a pizza, right?
Yeah,
and
again,
then you pour your syrup.
If I'm trying to be a human at a restaurant in front of people, that's exactly what I do.
I'm the same at home as I am. I put on no airs for anyone.
There's nothing wrong with just using a fork.
I did have a friend that used to eat them very hilariously. He would poke holes into the pancakes, and then
like
he
a
would,
tres leches pancake.
yeah.
Or cake.
But he would pour the syrup into the holes, and then he would lift it with his fork and eat the whole pancake off of his fork.
Now
Almost
that's blasphemous. That I cannot abide.
It was like a Ferris wheel of pancakes. And the first time he did it, I was like, what the fuck's happening? Am I having a night? I was going to say a dream.
That's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
No, that's bad, and he should feel bad about it.
So I guess this is fine. This is better.
Derailed.
I'm
but
sorry. I just had to call it out. Very particular about my pancakes.
He asks Aaron if he's ever done anything that he's really ashamed of, which is kind of a left turn in
It
any
is.
conversation.
Although I will say that still being in a restaurant after having been in the wilderness,
You'd feel better.
yes,
Yeah.
much more comfortable.
When Aaron says yes, he has, Joseph asks him to tell him about it. He takes the camera from Aaron, telling him that it'll be fun. It's always fun to talk about things you're really, really ashamed of.
Wow.
The camera switches sides of the table and we see Aaron. He admits that he just used to pee his pants a lot when he was a kid. After a certain point, his mom ordered a device from a catalog. It attached to his wrist and had a wire that went up his arm and down his shirt. There was an alarm on it that would beep when it felt wetness. He says that one time he was with his friends on the monkey bars. He had to go to the bathroom, but he didn't want to, so he just peed his pants. This kind of made me laugh because I thought maybe he couldn't help it, but he's like, no, I just didn't feel like going to the bathroom. The alarm, of course, started going off. He says there he was, playing in the sand, piss all over him with the alarm going off. He says that this is the first time he ever remembers feeling shame.
And the rest is history.
Very good.
I did have a question about the sensor because do you really need a sensor? What's a sensor for?
Maybe to shame him.
Jeez, man.
So that he can learn from his mistakes.
Your mom sucks, Aaron.
Yeah, that's trash.
That's
I don't
fucked
know,
up.
but I don't know what
terrible.
else.
What I thought it
What
was.
else it would be for?
Since she's not his pants, I thought it might be to alert her.
But why'd he have it on at
Oh,
school?
okay. Yeah.
That's where
I don't know.
That's where I got lost because
It
I'm
was
like
a weird story, but knowing how this was filmed, he probably just
Made it up.
on the fly.
Yeah. But
That's
still,
true.
even if that, just go use the bathroom, man.
Yeah,
Your
that
friends will
wasn't
be
even-
there
he
when
was,
you come.
he
Yes.
was like, nah, I didn't feel like it.
yeah, that's not even an issue. That's just
He's like, I get out of breath real easy. But Joseph thanks him for sharing with him and asks if he can have a turn. The camera switches sides again as Joseph passes it back to Aaron, and we see Joseph again. He searches for something on his phone before holding it up for Aaron to see. It's photos. As Joseph scrolls through, they are all photos of Aaron when he first came to the house and Joseph didn't answer the door. He admits to taking pictures of Aaron when he first pulled up, when he was on the stairs, when he was waiting at the door. Unsure of how to respond to this, Aaron just asks why. Joseph flatly says that he doesn't know. He reasons that he was nervous before he got there, and he felt like if he got to know Aaron before Aaron got to know him, he wouldn't be so scared.
He just did one of my pet peeves, which is to ask a question only so you can answer it.
Yeah.
You weren't even listening to
No.
my pee story. You were just waiting to tell
Exactly.
your voyeur story.
He's just choking on his own nerves the whole time. He's like, oh my God, I'm about to...
An alarm, hot crazy.
Oh,
So
God.
my turn.
Why are you sweating? And he took a long time to find the photos. I was like, dead air.
Yeah.
But once
Cut that.
when he finally got to him, I think for me, you're showing me these photos of basically like stalker behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
That's scary. That would scare the shit out of me.
This only feeds in more into my idea of this person having an obsessive personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Which only, again, thanks for the pancakes. Thanks for the $1,000. I'm done. I think I'm done here.
Breakfast on me.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it.
From
yeah.
the grand.
Later. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, would you still continue? Would
No.
you forgive him?
No, I mean, I would act like everything was cool, but after this, we're done. Like,
okay.
we're going to leave separately from the restaurant.
Fair
Yeah.
point.
I mean, they did drive together, but we're going to drop you off and then I'm
When we
leaving.
get back to your place.
Exactly. But they sit in silence until Joseph apologizes. He says that he never would have done it if he knew Aaron the way he knows him now. Once again, we don't know that I used to piss my pants. We don't know each other that well.
Well, I guess your deepest... Well, that wasn't even a deep, dark secret. He just didn't want to
he
go
was
to the
a
bathroom.
kid
And he
who
was a
pissed his
child.
We all pissed our pants. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very relatable story.
Yeah.
Again, he continues to be relatable, but I don't see how that helps me here. I just don't understand, like, Aaron, there is something about his personality type that is way more forgiving than I am as a human being.
Yeah.
Because I probably wouldn't have even gone to have pancakes with him.
I mean, maybe after riding that high of being in the healing water.
That's
and,
fair.
You know.
And I love pancakes, as we've
and
learned.
pancakes.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but no, we made it out. All right.
That's it?
Yeah, I gotta go. I feel better. Thank you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel no knots. You know what I mean? My legs are back to normal. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not.
My legs are back to normal.
Well, my knees hurt a lot.
Yeah, that's more personal.
Yeah,
about it. Yeah, that's not Aaron speaking.
Right. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
We're out. Okay, cool. The pancakes sound great. Nah, thank you. I had a wonderful time.
Because already on the questions that he was asking him on the trail, I'm
Yeah.
worried.
Yeah, but he did say the whole day, and it's still day. It's
Well,
still the day.
What percentage of the job have I done?
That's up to Joseph. But Joseph says that he's ashamed, but he's hopeful that they can move past it. He stares at Aaron in uncomfortable silence until Aaron admits that it is weird, but he is past it. Joseph laughs, relieved, and thanks him. We cut to them climbing the stairs to Joseph's house, and it is night now, which to me, we filmed for the day. Your son sees how you eat pancakes.
Very weird.
Goodbye.
Right.
And thank you.
Okay, so now that was my next question.
Yeah.
So do I gotta sleep here because it's nighttime now?
Yeah.
You know, I'll walk you to the door. Cool. You know what I mean? Pound it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you wanted me to stay tonight, you should have said that in the Craigslist post.
Yeah, and you were kind of weird during the day,
Yeah.
and the freaks come out at night.
So
So,
I heard.
I'm definitely done.
They wrote a song about it.
Yes. So you tell me. It's the truth. Before they can reach the top, Aaron stops Joseph and says that he thinks he's just going to head back now. Joseph is clearly disappointed, saying that he was going to pour Aaron a whiskey, but Aaron politely declines this, saying that he's got a long drive ahead of him and it's treacherous just to get down the hill. He's like, I got all this equipment. I got to get the dat back.
I will say he continues to call that road treacherous.
Yeah.
I was about to say they use treacherous several times, and it's funny every time.
I do like, I know this is like the poster shot or whatever, but the shot of Joseph, it's menacing.
Yeah.
In a way that obviously through what he's saying is not.
Yeah.
But visually you're like, I need to get the dat back.
This is non-negotiable.
No.
The whole time that they're talking, Joseph stands on the stairs above Aaron, completely in shadow, and the light behind him makes him completely featureless. He's just like a shadow person standing there,
It's kind of frightening.
Yeah.
which is, it kind of speaks to more as we,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
get to know Joseph a little better. But Joseph says that it's only about 20 minutes to get down the hill, and he really thinks that they should commemorate their day. They should raise their glasses together and celebrate. He asks Aaron for just one drink. After that, he'll send him on his merry way. Aaron finally agrees and follows Joseph, who once again runs up the rest of the stairs.
Yeah, no. You know what? A hug and I'm out.
Did you train with Julie James? Because y'all be running. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
And a whiskey's not worth it. I got whiskey at home.
no.
It's not worth it. And for me, it's those moments where it's like, I know that if I go in that house, that's a line that happens. There's me before I went in that house and me after I went in the house. And I don't want to cross that line.
No.
I got to get the dap back. This is it. I'm done. Have a good night.
This is the moment in like a true crime podcast where you just sadly shake your head.
Yes, because you're like, God damn it.
it.
But as soon as Aaron passes the threshold into the house, Joseph jumps out from another room and screams, scaring Aaron again.
Aaron's like, like his scream is like out of 10, like you said, always.
Joseph's like, I'm sorry, and runs away.
No, all right, now I'm going to my car.
This would be it. Even if I agreed to come inside and have a drink, you're still doing this shit?
Yeah.
No.
Thought we were best friends, man. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
In the next scene, they're sitting across from each other at a table sharing a drink, but our view is Aaron's, completely on Joseph. He muses that they've had such a great day and he doesn't take his days lightly. He could have spent it with his family, but instead he made a new friend. He asks what made Aaron decide to come up here and do this, but Aaron basically says that it was a job, and when asked, he admits that he does have a little bit of money problems. Joseph says that when he was Aaron's age, he struggled too, and it took him time to accumulate his wealth.
I realize at this point, I mean, if you're spending an entire day with somebody, one of the things that comes out in a getting to know you situation, what do you do for a
Your
living?
job. Yeah.
We have no idea what Joseph does.
No, but he's wealthy.
But how?
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, he says he's accumulated quite a bit of wealth. And through the course of the day, he's decided to give Aaron some of it. He asks why we're all so uncomfortable about money, equating it to the fact that if Aaron had an abundance of food, he would surely give some to Joseph if he were hungry. In this case, he has an excess of money and Aaron has a need for money, so it's really simple. It's funny to me how people with money are like, why are people so weird about, because we're poor.
Yeah.
That's why we're fucking weird
It's
about
like,
money.
what's not to get?
I don't have any.
Yeah, I would like more. Like, what the fuck? Where's the disconnect?
It's in a jar on top of my fridge.
But he tells Aaron that there's a check in his boot. When Aaron lowers the camera to look at his boot, Joseph's like, I'm just joking. He's like, there's not a check in your boot, but the fact that you checked proves that you do need money. And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Gotcha. He got him.
You know what? You got me there. He says that they don't have to figure it out right at this minute, but he implores Aaron to let him help. He proposes a toast to the two of them, and Aaron drinks, but Joseph raises the glass to his lips and then puts it back down.
It's like, I watch you get him wet.
Yeah.
Why is it like, how did he take it, Aaron, all the way back? Like the flip top head from those old commercials?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's got the camera still on him perfectly.
Yeah.
Enough for us to see him not drinking.
Right.
He took it to the head. I'm impressed.
All right. Well, he should have been paying attention.
But immediately after the toast, Aaron rises to his feet and walks over to grab his coat. Once Joseph sees that he's ready to go, he blurts out, I lied to you. 2 strikes and you're fucking out, dude. Like,
and he throws his hand over his mouth like, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
he covers his mouth and looks ashamed. But Aaron asks what it's about. Finally, Joseph says, Peachfuzz.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. If he had said anything, I thought he was going to say, I lied to you about having cancer.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a big, like that moment from Seinfeld. But when he says...
He never had cancer.
Yeah. When he says it's Peachfuzz, I'd be like, oh, I don't give a shit about I don't care about that. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I'll see you later. I'll mail you the tape or whatever.
Like, that song wasn't real, right?
Yeah,
no, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
You think I couldn't tell that was improv?
Yeah, come on, man. That was the only thing I caught on to today.
But he says he needs to get something off his chest before ... and asks if he tells Aaron something, will he promise to never tell anyone else? Aaron agrees, but addressing the camera, Joseph tells Buddy that he's sorry, This is only for Aaron to hear. I'd be like, I cannot hold water. Don't tell me any secrets. I'll tell everybody.
What, just to get out?
I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
No, you know what? This would get me in.
God damn it.
I want to know the fucking
It's all about
tea.
the tea.
I don't know you. I don't know Peachfuzz. I want to know what the lie is. I got to know.
I don't know, Peachfuzz.
He asks Aaron to turn the camera off, but instead he just hides it. The view goes completely black, but we can still hear Joseph and Aaron's voices.
So I will say, going into this film, I did not remember this part at all.
No.
Yeah.
Like, period. So maybe I'm going to issue a little bit of a warning.
Right.
Things are going to get a little out of the basket, Belial style, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot, Robin.
Yeah.
I was like...
Yeah, be careful.
But after a moment of silence, Joseph confesses that he did something really bad. He goes on to say that about 4 years ago, there was a problem with the internet at their house. He talked to a guy at work that told him maybe his browser history was full, so he went home and checked the browser history. He says it was full of unspeakable things. It was a lot of porn, but mostly animal porn. He says that there are only 2 people with access to their internet, himself and his wife, Angela, and it wasn't him looking at this.
It's interesting to me that he makes that distinction after, I mean, it's clearly, you're telling the
He's
story.
like, it was not me. I want to be clear.
We know that it wasn't. And now it makes me think that it was because
You're protesting
You're lying.
it's little, you already lied about Peachfuzz.
Yeah.
He says that he confronted Angela and she denied it. There wasn't really anything he could say, but he knew that it was her. He says that the lie caused them to drift apart. But one weekend he proposed that they come here to their cabin. He says that he was called into work on Saturday and left Angela at the cabin alone. But the truth is, he wasn't called into work. Instead, he went to the 99-cent store down the street and found the wolf mask.
That's a great.
Excellent quality. For
Yeah,
99.
no
I was like, you're lying.
Yeah.
I caught you in another lie.
Man, Halloween sortative.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
God
If
damn.
anything, that's what he should have called bullshit on.
Yeah.
I don't believe you
I'm
anymore.
going to stop you right
Yeah.
Yeah,
there.
it's like,
That mask
you
was
had
expensive.
me until that.
3 hours later, he came back to the cabin with the mask on and he broke in through the back window. There, he says he found Angela asleep. He tied her up and this woke her up, and they had what he describes as ravenous, animalistic sexual intercourse. He says that he'd never seen Angela so happy, and he sheepishly admits that it wasn't terrible for him either. He left out the window that he came in through and left Angela tied up. When he came back the next day, as Joseph, he asked how her night was. She replied that it was fine and gave him a casual smile, and they never talked about it again. They left the cabin and went back home, but in the following weeks, the internet went back to normal. He says it baldly, Aaron, I raped my own wife.
This is awful.
Yeah.
It's a whole hell of a lot. And I'm like, we were just like, my deep secret was peeing myself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've not established this level of trust.
No, I want to go back to the pancakes. Like,
Yeah.
Can we,
Maybe
like-
use a knife this time.
Yeah. Like,
Let's just do over.
Yeah, let's pretend none of this happened. Let's get back. And I'm sorry, but this even more. I need to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to leave.
Yeah, you're like unburdening yourself. Like
Yeah.
this, I, no. Check, please.
Yes.
When the camera comes back up, Joseph is talking to Buddy again, telling him that this is who his father was in a nutshell.
He says warts and all, but we just
Yeah.
saw him leave the biggest wart on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Like, if that's who your father
Yeah.
is, a
Yeah.
fucking monster.
A wolf.
A wolf.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He tells Buddy that he loves him, and as he was trying to think of more to say, Aaron's like, all right, we're good.
Well, he's like mid-sentence.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's the take. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not. You interrupted him. But I respect
No, I get it.
Yeah.
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 He leaves the camera on the table and he walks into frame to get his jacket. Joseph's like, I'm not sure that we got it all, but Aaron's like, no, it's good. Trust me. He looks through his jacket and asks Joseph if he's seen his keys. Joseph's like, they're not in your jacket? I'm looking in my
Yeah.
jacket. He continues to suggest places where the keys could be. The table, Aaron's jeans. Aaron walks around searching for his keys, and Joseph insists that if they just did one more take, they could get it. Aaron assures him that they've already gotten it. Aaron continues to search, walking downstairs. Joseph asks if he's okay, and Aaron says yes, but Joseph sighs and walks over to the top of the staircase. He asks Aaron if the story freaked him out. There's a long moment of silence before Aaron climbs the stairs and is like, no.
One thing I would keep in mind as Aaron is I am noticeably larger
Than Joseph.
than Joseph. And that, to me, I would feel a little more security in that.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting the fuck out of here.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph asks why he's in such a hurry to leave then and tells him he could just stay here. He's got plenty of beds for Aaron to sleep in, and there's good whiskey here. Aaron's like, I gotta get the dap back. Aaron says that he needs to go home tonight, but Joseph floods him with reasons why he should just stay. It's really dark outside. It's a treacherous drive down the hill. Technically, he's had too much to drink and he could get pulled over. Again, none of these problems would be happening if you let me leave when the fuck I wanted to leave.
Yeah, but also at the same time, I'm sorry, it's still Aaron's fault.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. In the morning, he says all these issues will be gone and they'll find his keys and he can go.
Sorry, he goes, in the morning, the house will be flooded with light.
Yeah.
Which is one of the funniest sentences I've ever heard.
More light than we know what to do with, really.
A surplus, if you will. But I guess, and it's not even like dark is not a thing keeping me
That's
here.
not
That's not what's keeping me.
No.
Joseph is emphatic, and the two stand in silence before he apologizes for raising his voice. The footage cuts to Aaron standing in the kitchen pouring another round of drinks, and Joseph sitting back at the table in front of the camera. Aaron apologizes for being antsy, but Joseph tells him that it's okay. Aaron says that it's probably a good call for him to stay because the roads are treacherous.
It's like, we get it.
Yeah.
We got it.
I'm still going to look
That's
for
the
my
word of the
keys,
day.
though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, no, we'll look this whole time, too.
Uh-huh.
I won't
And
be
then
able to
when-
sleep until I find my keys.
And then when it's flooded with light, we'll do it
We'll be
again.
able to, problem solved.
They agree that this was the right decision, and they look at each other awkwardly before Joseph finally turns his back. They're like, yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the tension is starting to build.
Now out of Joseph's sight, Aaron reaches into his pocket and drops something into one of the glasses of whiskey. He brings the glasses to the table, proclaiming, bottoms up. Joseph follows instruction and finishes his whiskey in a swallow. He says that he wants to do his final take again. He speaks to Buddy again, having to restart because he's having trouble speaking clearly. He interrupts himself, feeling around the inside of his mouth with his tongue, and asks Aaron if that whiskey tasted weird to him.
It's Aaron. He's like, no, it was
Good.
great.
When he asks Joseph if he wants another one, Joseph quickly says no. He goes back to delivering his final take. He tells Buddy that he loves him and he misses him and he's sorry he died. He scrunches his face and remarks that he feels weird. We immediately cut to Joseph asleep on a stack of magazines on the fireplace. Aaron hovers over Joseph with the camera, but as soon as he gets close, Joseph lunges at him, asking why he did that. Aaron is able to coax him back to sleep.
So for me, I thought it would be an interesting twist if Aaron's intention the whole time was to knock him out and rob him. Mm-hmm. Because
that would be interesting.
like you think the whole time it's Joseph doing it and then he's the one pulling the strings from behind the curtain, I guess. But to me, without that twist, why does he have something to drug dude with on him for this job?
Well, Joseph mentions it later.
He does, but
I know that's.
but still,
I
wouldn't care like that. You'd need that at home.
Yeah, I definitely don't carry that around.
Yeah.
No, so I was just like, what the fuck? I thought it would be, and it would make for an interesting dynamic if there was a double like nefarious.
Or maybe he took it out of Joseph's bathroom.
We never saw him.
We
use the
did not
bathroom.
see that. We didn't see that. But if we did see it, we'd be complaining because why are you filming in a bathroom? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, but why would you take it from his bathroom in the first place?
Because Joseph's weird.
Might need to use this.
My whole thing was I get we're looking for the keys.
Yes.
We just drugged this man. He's asleep. I need something to defend myself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's first. Because if I can't leave, I'm fucking stuck.
Yeah.
He's looking for the keys.
No, I get that. But if he wakes up, I'm still looking for the keys.
Yeah.
With nothing to defend myself.
That's fair. And you're by a fireplace. There's got to be pokers.
Something.
Yeah.
Anything. It's like, please, man, what are you doing? It's like,
He's just like, the keys.
yeah.
That's it. Oh, the keys.
But he sits the camera down where Joseph can fully be seen sleeping happily. He mutters a sleepy hello before sliding his hand down his pants. Aaron literally goes, "No, Joseph." That made me laugh so hard. Joseph groggily insists that Aaron come lay with him because he loves him so much and he's so sorry. The talking finally gives way to snoring, and Aaron walks in front of the camera, slowly approaching Joseph. After Joseph's snoring grows more aggressive, Aaron carefully and quietly unzips the side pocket of Joseph's sweater. Inside, he finds a phone. He keeps it in his hand as he slowly tries to check the other pocket, the one further away from him. Just as he starts to, Joseph's phone rings loudly. Aaron runs away, closing himself in the bathroom, and answers the phone. I don't think I would have answered the phone.
I don't think so. I think I would have just stopped it and then
Yeah.
continued. The keys. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
Right.
When he picks up, a woman is on the other end. It's Angela, played by Katie Aselton, Mark Duplass's wife.
Yes. I thought that was awesome.
And the only other person in the film.
Yeah,
And you don't see her.
She was actually on FX's The League. But she played another character's wife, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know why I got to give them that.
I don't either.
Not a sponsor.
Yet.
Yet. Even though the show's been off for like 10 years.
But she asks for Joseph, and Aaron tells her that he's sleeping. Angela asks who he is, and he says he's Aaron. He's like, your husband hired me because of his cancer. Angela's like, what? She asks where Aaron is right now, and he says that he's at their Crestline house. Angela's like, where? And then she's like, it doesn't matter. She tells Aaron that he needs to leave right now. He asks what's going on, and she says nothing is going on, but he needs to get out of the house right now. It's like, that's not comforting. I don't believe you. Aaron says that Joseph has his car keys, and Angela says that's fine. She tells him to send her the address, walk out of the house, and just keep walking. Aaron asks if he's in danger right now, and after a moment, Angela simply says that her brother has a lot of problems. Aaron is astounded to learn that Joseph is Angela's brother and not her husband. He asks if Joseph even has cancer, and Angela doesn't answer him. She only tells him to get out of the house right now.
This was another wrinkle I did not remember at all.
Oh, this phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so you've lied about everything.
Yeah. You know you were in danger, man.
Well,
you know this whole time.
Am I in danger?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Am I just nervous for no reason?
Chief Wiggum's your dad, ain't he?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Her voice on the phone begins to distort, and Aaron loses the connection. When Aaron exits the bathroom, Joseph is no longer sleeping on the fireplace.
I will say the snap of the camera to the fireplace is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait.
It's like, oh, God, because that's what you would do with your human eyes.
Yeah.
This causes Aaron to freeze in his tracks before slowly walking through the upper level of the house. Joseph is nowhere to be seen, but Aaron notices the sliding door to the balcony is slightly open.
So him creeping through the house is very decent suspense.
Yeah.
I appreciated it, but I'm also laughing because he doesn't have to be shooting it so suspensefully.
Yeah.
Like he's shooting it like a horror film.
He's got an eye, man. He's a natural.
I guess.
Aaron flicks the outside light on, slowly sliding the door open and stepping out onto the balcony. He turns to the left and Joseph isn't there. He slowly turns to the right and Joseph isn't there either. But the moment of relief is shattered when Joseph, right behind Aaron now, says, "Death."
How did he get there?
Yeah.
Aaron screams.
Of course he does.
As he does. And turns to see Joseph. He finishes his statement. "It's coming. There's nothing we can do." He tells Aaron that he doesn't want to die, and he breaks down and sobs. He hugs Aaron off screen, continuing to sob.
Okay, so look, I understand we had that phone call with Angela.
Mm-hmm.
We know a little more about what's going on, kind of. He is saying he doesn't want to die. He's sobbing.
Yeah.
He's in your arms currently.
Yeah.
Let me take you to bed, man. Let's
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
going to be okay.
That's
yeah.
all I'm thinking.
Everything's still cool. I don't know any more of your secrets.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Everything's exactly how it was when you fell asleep.
When I drugged you and fell asleep.
But Aaron goes the other way with it, and he tells Joseph that he knows. Joseph sobs that Aaron is such a great friend and he loves him so much, but Aaron pries Joseph off of him, and he's once again framed in the center of the shot. Aaron tells him he knows what's going on here. He knows that Joseph is troubled, and he's not mad about it. He just wants his keys, and then they can go from there. Joseph just stares back at Aaron, but when Aaron says, "I talked to Angela," Joseph takes off running.
Yeah.
Not to go back to Seinfeld, but why'd you tell him?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah.
why the fuck?
Be
The whole
fucking
time
cool.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
Be cool, man.
I
What
was-
are you doing?
I was so mad. I
No,
was
it's
so mad.
incredibly frustrating.
So you showed your hand already?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the
At
fuck?
least get out. Like,
Yeah.
get out
No,
of the
yeah.
house first. But Joseph bolts into the house and down the stairs. Aaron heads back in too, slowly descending the stairs after Joseph. When he makes it to the lower floor, Joseph is standing in front of the front door. His arms and legs are slightly spread to block the entire door. Oh, and he's wearing the Peachfuzz mask.
Oh, fantastic.
This is the most iconic shot, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Aaron asks if he's going to let him go, but Joseph just slowly shakes his head. He asks if Joseph is just trying to scare him, and I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I wrote Peachfuzz. Peachfuzz slowly nods. We've made a transition.
Oh, wow. Well, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Aaron tells him that he won because he's terrified. He asks if Joseph will just let him leave.
I'm laughing at you calling him Peachfuzz because I'm thinking of like Primal Fear. He's like, there never was a Joseph.
Fuck!
And can I say, please let me go? Like, I don't really, dude, punt this wolf in the dick. Like, get, his
Yeah.
legs are wide open. Just get out of there.
They are wide
like,
open.
He looks so funny. His hands are balled up.
They are.
compressed.
Yeah, they are.
But Joseph begins to growl under the mask as he rocks his hips from side to side.
Now, I'll admit the growls do sound otherworldly. So maybe I'm not punting this wolf in the dick. He might just absorb it and get more powerful.
I may have reverence.
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. I will hail the wolf.
But this is like funny and scary, like the sound of his pants
Yeah.
against the door. Like I can't imagine being in this moment. I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah.
I would crash through the nearest window.
Yeah, probably. But Aaron screams for him to stop before lunging at Joseph, causing the footage to distort and stop, and everything goes black. When we come back up, Joseph is dragging heavy black trash bags up a hill. He pushes them all together before going down the hill to get a shovel. Clearly tired, he starts to dig a hole. He digs until the frame freezes. We zoom out to see that we are watching this footage through Aaron's camera. He is safe and at home. I thought this was great misdirection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was like he fucking killed his ass.
Yeah. And then set up this shot of him buried.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, that's crazy.
He's like, warts and all, buddy.
Yeah.
This is me.
It's like, so I killed that man. But I love you, buddy.
But Aaron turns the camera on himself to provide some context for what we've just seen. After the situation at the cabin, he says that Joseph ran off.
That's hilarious.
And he doesn't know where he went. He ended up having to get his car towed, but now he's home. He says that he thought that everything was over. He had dismissed it as just something weird that happened to him. But a few days later, he received the video that we just watched in the mail. He's disturbed by the fact that Joseph knows his address. He turns the camera back toward the footage, and we watch Joseph continue to dig. Aaron tries to interpret what he's watching, guessing that Joseph is supposed to be digging a grave and that the bags are maybe supposed to be some chopped up body parts.
Okay, look, this is not it's not a David Lynch film. Like, this is really easy to tell what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
He does wonder if the trash bags are supposed to be him.
He sent it to you.
Yeah, clearly.
The footage gives way to static, and Aaron pops the disc out. He says that he's just going to get rid of this disc and pretend like it never happened. To me, this is a threat. We're calling the police.
Oh, no,
I have your whole ass face.
Yeah.
There's probably fingerprints on this.
Why wasn't he dressed as Peachfuzz doing this? Does he just not care that
Yeah.
like you can be identified by your whole face?
A wolf
guess.
can't dig
yeah.
with a shovel.
My bad. Sorry.
But we watch as he throws the disc into the trash, declaring, "That's it." We come back up in the middle of the night in Aaron's dark bedroom with him admitting, maybe that's not it. He says that he's been having crazy dreams all night about him and Joseph at the Heart Rock, but it's a hot tub.
Oh, you just love him.
Yeah.
It's a romance movie. It's
Yeah.
all right.
We should have known at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
We've all met people and it surprised ourselves with how
How we felt.
yeah.
He says that they're sitting in it, but Joseph is wearing the Peachfuzz mask. But that's fine because Aaron is wearing one too. The only difference is that his mask is of a baby wolf.
Baby wolf. I was like, what the fuck? I know dreams can be weird sometimes,
Yeah,
but what the hell? What is going on?
He's just so casual about it, and it gets weirder. I had a dream the other night that Pod Mortem was interviewing Jack Black, and I was like, this fucking dream. Like, I was more like, this is crazy than he is talking
And
about.
and I was like a baby wolf or something.
He's just like super cash.
Yeah.
You met a human that happens to be famous, and you're like, Jesus Christ. Although Jack Black, he's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put that out there. Put that in the world.
It's in the universe now.
We'd like to know Jack Black.
But he says that they're drinking wine, which is not suitable for a baby, but go off.
Yeah, not even a baby wolf.
When Joseph starts pouring it over Aaron's head. This is when he realizes that he's a baby and Joseph is just giving him a tubby. I love that we're using his terminology now.
Well, well, I don't know what else to call it. I guess you're
bath.
Yeah.
He really made it his own. I didn't know. Sorry.
But the water is weird though. So he sticks his hand in it, and when he looks at his hand, it's covered in blood, which I'm sure we all saw coming.
Yes.
He says that it was just a weird dream and that he needs to stop thinking about Joseph. When the footage comes back up, it's morning and Aaron is filming a large package marked fragile on his doorstep. He says that when he was in the restroom, he heard the doorbell ring and this was left on his porch. He zooms in, revealing that, of course, there's no return address, but he still thinks he knows who it's from. Aaron drags the package into the living room and sits next to it, kicking it lightly and inspecting it, kind of to see if anything inside moves.
Yeah.
Did Joseph mail himself to my house?
It's a big box.
Yeah.
It's a huge
is.
box.
It is.
And honestly, you never saw a postman.
No.
Yeah.
For all you know, he rang
It's
the
just on
doorbell
top
and
of
taped
it?
himself up real quick. It's like Solid Snake, dude. There's no bottom.
Finally, he opens it up and pulls out a large knife and a disc. He puts the disc into the player, still holding the knife, and sits down to watch it.
Why is it when I saw one knife, like if somebody mails you a bunch of knives, you're like, oh, a cooking set.
Thanks.
But if they mail you one knife, it's a threat.
That's a threat. Yeah, no. That's a warning.
I never thought about
You know? The more knives, the better.
Yeah.
Our view was on Aaron, watching the video with the look of concern on his face. We don't see the video, but of course we hear Joseph. He says that he just wants to clear the air. He apologizes for the last video he sent. It was just an emotional response, but he wasn't in his right head because Aaron did drug him.
Or there's a blame to go around.
Yes.
We're all
We're all culpable. He says that Aaron left behind a Benadryl bottle and Joseph put it together, but he praises that this was a pretty cool move. It's like, all right.
you left the fucking bottle.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
I guess
They were doing a lot of running and probably been jostled out of his pocket.
there was a wolf there.
Yeah.
Joseph sees it as a tit for tat, no hard feelings. He sent the gift to show that everything is good between them. He assumes that Aaron must already have the knife in the video if he's watching it, but he tells him to pause the video and dig deeper because there's a third thing in the package. Aaron follows instructions, pausing the video and going over to the box.
How did he know that he stopped at the 2 items?
Yeah, no shit.
You know?
He's like, I put a lot of packing peanuts in there. But he digs through the packing peanuts inside until he pulls out a wolf stuffed animal. He starts the video again, and Joseph explains that he loves wolves because they love very deeply, but they don't know how to properly express it. They can often be very violent and end up murdering the things that they love. But Joseph says that wolves have a beautiful heart. They may be misguided and murder things sometimes, but they have a beautiful heart. He says that this wolf reminded him of Aaron, of that moment in the woods when Joseph scared him and he saw murder in his eyes. But it was baby murder. He encourages Aaron to embrace his inner wolf. He tells Aaron to take this wolf and enjoy it, but don't be afraid to murder it. When you stick a knife in something and really dig inside, there's all this beautiful stuff.
Okay, so when I was doing my little diary entry
Yeah.
the night before, I specifically said baby wolf. And the fact that you're hinting at all of those things in your video,
Yeah.
I'm
Horrifying.
worried. Were
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah.
Did
Horrifying.
you hear this?
Mm-hmm. But he says that he's got a little surprise for Aaron in there and ends the video with, "See you soon, buddy."
First of all, that's your kid's name.
Yes.
Second of all, I hope you put the keys in the wolf. He still
That would
hasn't
be
gotten
nice.
them
yeah.
back.
I have to tow my fucking car. Aaron contemplates using the knife, but instead tears a seam on the stuffed animal. He digs into its stuffing and pulls out a locket. He opens it and music plays. He says, "Oh my God," before walking over to the camera and showing us what was inside. It's a heart-shaped locket. One heart has a photo of Joseph, and one heart has a photo of Aaron. Aaron closes the locket, revealing J+A forever on the front of it, and surmises that it is time to call the cops.
Okay, so he had to get that locket made.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's number one. And the photo he used is from one of the photos he took,
Yeah.
which is pretty good.
Oh, that's-
It makes more sense.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
like, how'd you get that film, dude?
But we cut to Aaron installing a new lock on his door while he's on hold with the police. They answer, and he says he's trying to report a violent domestic incident and a stalker because he is stalking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says that he doesn't know if he's actually dangerous, but he's creepy, and Aaron is starting to fear for his safety. He identifies his stalker as Joseph, but he admits that he doesn't even know if that's his name because he lies a lot. He doesn't know his last name. He doesn't know where he lives. The cabin that they met at turned out to be a rental, so he has no way of getting in touch with him.
Well, in all fairness, I would believe that that was his name because that's what Angela called him.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
So I'd be like, that's the only thing I know about him.
Yeah.
Don't ask him about his mask.
He pleads with the bad news he's receiving on the other end and says that there must be something they can do. He asks them to come over and fingerprint the locket and the knife that Joseph sent. But you've been touching all over those, Joseph.
Yeah.
So
Not
true.
only
Joseph
that,
Aaron, so I don't know.
Peachfuzz.
not only that, the DVDs, man, you
Yeah,
still
dude.
have them. Why
Yeah.
are you
That's
not
true.
bringing that up?
Yeah.
This is evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, look, clearly he's threatening me in this
Yeah.
one.
The one where he's burying him, he did throw away.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
was
okay.
he probably shouldn't
But
have done
even
that.
No,
at that,
that's
the
true.
one he just got, he's like, "See you soon."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, what the fuck does that mean?
That's a direct threat.
Yeah.
And
But he-
granted, the burial one, that was hard to figure out what it even meant. So
Yes, it was very vague.
I don't even know.
But in this one that he sent, he does say that Aaron drugged him. And maybe Aaron doesn't want to. He doesn't want to share that part.
Well, you're a videographer.
like,
Edit
I
that part
gotta-
out.
Yeah.
I gotta cut this video up first.
Like, has this been tampered with?
Joseph did
Get past it.
I don't know why Joseph did that. But he sarcastically thanks the police for taking this so seriously and says that he's sure he'll sleep soundly tonight. That night, while Aaron is in bed, he turns the camera back on and admits that he's still having the same nightmare over and over again. It's just a little bit different each time. He hears something further in the house and looks around, but when he doesn't hear anything else, he settles down and continues to talk.
What it sounded like to me was a sniff.
Yeah.
Which is wolf behavior.
Was that a wolf sniff? But he says that in this version of the dream, he's interviewing Jack Black.
And he's the baby wolf.
They're in the hot tub, but the hot tub has retractable spikes that push up when you sit on them. There's a loud bang in the house this time, and Aaron jumps up. It's funny because knowing that this was improv, I really was wondering where he was going with this, but he doesn't get to finish it.
Yeah, it's like Bender's joke on Breakfast Club.
Yes. He turns on all the lights within reach and grabs the knife that Joseph gave him. He calls out, asking if anyone is here, saying Joseph's name specifically when he doesn't get an answer. From our view, Aaron is standing in front of a windowed back door. When he moves away from it, we can clearly see Joseph standing outside the door and watching him. Aaron walks, he's not even trying to hide.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Aaron walks off screen, letting the would-be intruder know that he has a knife and he's not afraid to use it. Before he can be seen, Joseph crouches down and out of sight.
He like scurries away. Again.
Seemingly seeing a flash of something, Aaron goes to investigate, opening the door and stepping out onto the sidewalk. Couldn't be me.
I was even more angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Why would you step outside at all?
Yeah.
There are rustling sounds, and Aaron follows them, investigating the bushes outside of his house and looking into the alley. He continues asking if anyone is there and calling out to Joseph, but when he finds a trash can knocked over with its contents spilling out, he's like, raccoons.
No.
No.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like, what did we do?
Yeah.
Why do you say fuck me, though?
Yeah, seriously. I will say I do like the feeling you get walking through the alley.
Yeah.
It's very unsettling. It's claustrophobic. But those poor raccoons didn't do anything.
Yeah. Always blaming us for shit.
Bullshit. Us.
I was the raccoon.
Oh, okay. I think I did the same thing earlier, but I called you out for it.
Yeah, thanks. When the camera comes back up, we are watching Aaron sleeping in bed. The camera is picked up and brought closer to him, making it obvious that someone else is there. We inspect Aaron's body before coming back up to his face.
Did it make you think of the honeymoon segment in VHS?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. The camera's set back down where it was just before hands come into view. Holding a pair of scissors, the person cuts a piece of Aaron's hair and it cuts to black.
Okay, so I had a question. Here's my thing right here. Is he recording these or is he just talking into a camera? Because he's apparently not watching these the next day.
That's
So
a big.
I was like, I was kind of
He's like, I'm
flabbergasted. I
Yes.
guess.
I'm compiling them.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'll watch them all. I'll binge them.
And I'm sorry, but if you're a videographer by trade, shouldn't you set up some cameras around your house
Yeah.
Yeah.
with what's been
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say this situation with the hair, I tried to pay extra close attention the second time I watched it for this. Nothing comes of this, does it?
It's scary. The next morning, Aaron is in control of the camera once again. He says that things have been normal the last couple nights, but he just woke up to the screen in the window next to his bed slashed and a disc slid through it. The disc is labeled "My Last Video." Putting it simply, Aaron says that this is not good. Still, he slides the disc into his DVD player and focuses the camera on the TV screen. Joseph is sitting in front of a lake. He holds up the original disc that he sent and Aaron threw away. He says that he understands him throwing away a video of him digging a grave. That's not a big deal. He's like, that was a lot.
But I do want to say he should have absolved the raccoons of having done anything.
Let me clear their name real quick.
They're fine.
Yeah.
But he holds up the locket and says that this was harder for him to accept. It hurts because he made that for Aaron as a representation of their friendship and the bond that they made at the Heart Rock. He says that finding this in Aaron's trash broke his heart and sent him into a spiral that caused him to have inappropriate thoughts about things that he wanted to do to Aaron and to himself. He says that this was a red flag that scared him. So he thought a lot about it and he realized that Aaron was right to throw the locket away. They're not actually friends because their entire relationship was built on Joseph's lies. He apologizes and says that he wants to be done with all of it. This video is an attempt to be truthful and honest, and he doesn't even know if he's capable of doing it, but he wants to try to explain the truth.
I don't know. I'm still kind of like, maybe I should show somebody this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That ex you said.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to bring her in.
Yeah, it's just... even if you don't want to get the cops involved, somebody, a neighbor or something, this is a lot.
If I go missing,
Yeah.
it's this dude
Yeah.
that did it.
His face is right there, and he's got the DVD that you threw away. He's like, look, I tried to forget about it, whatever. That's why I don't have it. Look, he's got it in his hand.
Yeah.
He said burial.
And I filmed
Yes.
it. And I
He said
filmed
that.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Shit.
I have evidence of what was on it. Yeah.
Just a wave of just incredibly foolish decisions.
Yeah.
I'm drowning in it.
But it's all explained later in something that's said, and we'll get there.
If you say so.
But Joseph says that the truth is that he struggles to even say anything else because he admits that he doesn't even know what's wrong with him. He's been pretending his entire life. So at one point he thought he would be an actor because actors pretend, but that didn't work for him because it wasn't real. In his words, he could only get off on it if it was real, like Dennis
I was
Reynolds.
gonna say. It's getting a little too sunny for me.
So he went to doctors that told him he was crazy, but he went to other doctors who said that he wasn't. He tried medication, but none of it helped. And now he's in a terrible place where he has no friends. He's burned every bridge, including his family. I'm like, but your sister just called you.
Yeah, she was obviously concerned about you.
He says he has nothing left and he just needs someone to talk to. He acknowledges that he's also burned the bridge with Aaron and that he has no right, but he hopes that Aaron will be kind enough to give him the chance to talk to him and explain himself. If he never wants to see him again after that, he understands, but at least he'll have the closure. He shows Aaron the lake around him and says that he'll be here at Lake Gregory at 11 a.m. tomorrow. He makes it clear that it's a public place and Aaron has no reason to be afraid of him. He only wants to show Aaron who he really is. The truth is that he is a lonely and sad person and he just really needs a friend. Aaron is the only chance that he has at that. Aaron turns the camera on himself and asks what the hell he's supposed to do with this. He turns the camera back on Joseph, frozen on the screen with the white guy smiling.
Yeah, and what Aaron says is bullshit.
Yes, thank you.
like-
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't thinking
No.
It's like, what?
He goes, he looks so sad.
No,
Sad
he
is
looks
not-
like he's greeting you in public.
Yeah.
God, I'm fucking lightheaded, dude. No.
I was like, why'd they freeze it there?
It's like, that doesn't look
No,
sad.
we're not meeting this dude.
Yeah, no.
I'm
hell
sorry.
no.
There is nothing about this makes sense to me. He looks so sad. Do you know what emotions are, man? Like, Jesus fucking.
But after Aaron says how sad he looks, it cuts to black. The camera comes back up, focused on a bench at Lake Gregory. Off screen, Aaron says that Joseph got him to come here, but he's filming the encounter and his phone is set to dial 911.
I don't know that you can just do that.
Yeah, it's ready to go. It's ready to go. Siri, call 911.
Watch it.
Oh,
We
shit.
have-
We all have iPhones.
We have all our phones
Not
in the
jump
room.
off it.
Well, two of them.
I just had to check.
Yeah, please.
Still.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. Or what if somebody's listening and they stop?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Cut that. But we watch as Aaron walks over to the beach and takes a seat. He stares out at the water as Joseph steps up behind the bench wearing a trench coat.
I wouldn't have my back to anything.
Nope. But again, it's all explained in a minute.
Continue.
He just stands there looking at Aaron before reaching into his coat and taking out the Peachfuzz mask. He puts it on and continues to watch Aaron. He reaches into his coat again and pulls out his axe.
I knew it.
He stands poised behind Aaron before slowly walking forward, raising the axe over his head and bringing it down hard into Aaron's skull.
This looks great.
It does.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Aaron immediately slumps down into the bench and the footage pauses. Our view is now of Joseph recording Aaron's footage. He turns the camera around to his own face and speaks to it. He addresses Aaron directly, saying that it just keeps getting better every time he watches it. The first time he watched it, he thought to himself that it was smart that he filmed it and he had his phone ready to call the police, but why didn't he look behind him? He says that it was dumb for him to just sit there, but then he realized Aaron didn't turn around because he's the greatest person that ever lived. And for all y'all's fucking questions about why didn't Aaron do this and why didn't Aaron do that, is because he's the greatest person who ever lived.
You can call him Saint Aaron all goddamn day. I think he is a fool.
That's the line that explains everything.
I'm going to fit him for a jester cap. Because son of a bitch, dude, I'm not. I after everything I've heard, I'm not looking off like Lenny and Of Mice and Men, waiting for fucking no. We're not doing that.
He says that even after everything he did to Aaron, Aaron believed that he was good and that he wouldn't hurt him, and that's why he'll always love Aaron and why he'll always be his favorite of them all.
Huh?
Yeah. He looks back up at the screen and seems very pleased by what he sees. He turns the camera back around and shows the footage playing. Joseph is gone out of sight and Aaron is slumped dead on the bench. Joseph muses that everything is okay, it's all over, and Aaron doesn't have a care in the world. Everything is serene until Joseph, on screen, jumps into view and screams directly into the camera. Joseph, watching this, whips the camera around to show himself now screaming in return.
I gotta be,
And then it cuts to black.
I gotta be honest, dude. I think I hate that. I think I hate it so much.
I was
It's like what? And
you know you did that.
Yes.
I was glad that wasn't the last shot.
I would guess me too.
I'll say that.
Because it would have been 2 points taken off instead of just the one.
Oh no. But later, Joseph films himself walking upstairs in a house. His phone rings and he answers it, identifying himself as Bill. He walks through the house, telling the person on the phone that all they need is a video camera, themselves, and 8 hours of their time. He opens a cabinet filled with videotapes, labeled with names and years. Propped up is a lone disc labeled haircut. So maybe that's what happened to it. Or that's what it...
Oh, okay.
He turned the hair into a
No.
into a
No,
disc.
he has the hair in a safe place. And he has the video of him getting the hair.
What I wanted the haircut. Well, not the haircut. God damn it. They've swayed me. No. What I wanted the hair like taped to the Aaron case.
Oh, all right,
yeah.
Or something. Because, you know, these serial killers have the thing.
Yeah.
The trophy.
Yeah.
But in front of that, he places the new disc simply marked Aaron with a heart. He ends his call by saying, "See you tomorrow, buddy," and closes the cabinet. I'm glad that he got to speak to his son. But we finally get the title card, Creep, as Our Mutant by Big Business plays and the credits roll. So, what did you guys think of Creep? But before that, I know I just asked. Put a pin in that real quick.
Didn't get a chance to.
Well, hold on. I found 2 alternate endings on YouTube.
Okay.
The first one was that Aaron shows up and Joseph is sitting alone on the bench. He's there and just kind of like kicking his legs and watching the water.
Uh-huh.
And Aaron gets out and walks over there and the two sit together talking and music starts playing and then it just fades to black.
Was that how Peachfuzz ended?
I was going to say, I wonder if that was the original like dark comedy ending.
Okay.
But the second one, everything happens the same and Joseph raises the axe, but it looks like he is like about to tap Aaron on the shoulder, like to get him to turn around.
Yeah.
But right before he touches him, it cuts to black.
So it could be another one of his.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know. The ending that we got, you know, like
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what happened to Aaron, and you know what/who Joseph is.
I think that I think I prefer the ending that we got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I think it sets up for the ending that we get, the way that the film ends before the end credits start.
Yeah.
Is great.
Yes.
So I don't think that would have been able to be tacked on.
Right.
No, if it's ambiguous.
Yeah,
No.
you can't
yeah.
do that. And if they're BFFs now,
Right.
so this had to be the way. And for us to get that ending that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Because if it had ended on the
Aside, I was gonna say,
No.
aside from the screaming.
yeah, no. Yeah, post that.
But I'm sorry. What did you guys think of Creep?
I like the movie. I really do. Aaron is it's just
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I will gripe about. It's like, come on, man, how nice are you for real to keep believing this dude what he's saying?
He's the greatest person
I guess.
ever
Yeah.
lived.
I guess. I mean, there were so many red flags.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even, and I'll give you that. Maybe the hug at the beginning later on when he says about the cancer, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it now. Okay, cool. But after that, you know what I mean? He's there's little, like you said, cracks. And it's like, oh, no.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe red is Aaron's favorite color.
Name. I'm going to stop you right there.
But I told somebody at work today to watch this movie. I do enjoy this movie a lot. It is a little different.
Yes.
I did, like I said, have a question. Is he recording it, or is he just, you know what I mean? We don't really ever, but
like
I mean,
purpose of it.
But I mean, I guess he's recording it because Joseph put it together and we were watching the DVD he made.
Because we have to.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
why did he never check it?
I don't know.
Like, it's like, I don't understand what.
He's not sleeping well. He's tired. You know, he's not thinking clearly.
He's a baby wolf. I don't know. You know,
There's a lot going on.
Fair enough. The only thing, because I was also thinking that as well, I think the only thing that allowed me to forgive that is I was like, well, when he was driving, he was also dangerously filming himself before the Joseph stuff even started.
Right.
So I'm like, well, maybe that's just what he does.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie's bad at all. I do like it. I clearly have some issues with it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little micro-budget horror film. I will say that I think that JP is 100% correct. The majority of my problems, and it's not even a matter of performance. I think he did a good job as Aaron.
He did.
He did a great job.
It's his character.
It's his character.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the idea of stupid decisions being the reason why we continue doing everything. There would not be a film without him making foolish decisions.
Of course.
But they're foolish in a way that I don't think a real person would make them.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I did appreciate even Joseph being like, why didn't you turn around?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, and to me, that also is kind of a knock against it, because it's like, don't show me something bad and then say,
We're
why was
calling
that?
it out.
That
We're
was
calling it
bad, wasn't it, guys?
Because visually, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Watching him creep up on him from behind.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It's great to look at. Does it make a whole lot of sense? Not
No.
really.
And again, I love that sequence. Does it logically make sense? Like you
Right.
said, no, not
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
But watching it play out, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And for me, I was like, how far are they going to take this?
Right.
I was surprised that we saw him go through with it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, to the grave. That's how far.
Yeah, all the way. I love this movie. I think I've made that pretty clear. I know that there are issues. I know that a lot of Aaron's motivations don't fully make sense. I'll even admit that the last bit we were talking off mic kind of is not as strong
Right.
as the first, 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that's only because there's not enough Joseph.
Yeah.
Like
that's
he
true.
is he's captivating.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to watch him when he's on screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And you're horrified by him, but he's also a little bit funny. And it's just, I feel like this, and we don't even know Joseph's his name,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Joseph is such a great character.
Well,
Oh,
because
yeah.
so he called himself Bill at the end.
Yeah.
Why did Angela call him Joseph? Is that real? Did he trust Aaron enough to tell him his real name? But he told him his real name before he knew him. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know as well.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe he hired somebody to make that call.
But I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, but why?
I mean, I'm
And
really
tell
feeling
him,
in. I'm
and
feeling
tell him everything?
Well,
Yeah, I know, but-
just to see how Aaron would, to see if he really
Are
was
you
the
really
greatest
my
person in the world. Sometimes you got to put a friendship to the test.
I don't know about all that.
If I'm buying
That's a
lockets
lot.
for you and shit,
Yeah.
I gotta know.
But you haven't bought the lockets yet.
I don't know.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know.
But
yeah,
you
that-
are into this for $1,000 already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless, dude, I better not look at that money and see fucking Joseph's face on it. Because he did just slide into his pocket.
I was gonna say this is some Will Benson type shit. I'm gonna get you, but I'm gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
I guess we can kind of go into ratings. The call with Angela doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In the second film, because there is a creep too, I think he goes by Aaron.
So he's Prune Tracy?
I think
He just takes on the...
I don't know.
Okay.
There are a couple things that don't make sense. Again, probably the most obvious of them is Aaron and his decision to be like, there's a good guy in there.
Yeah.
I can fix him.
No, there's not. You fought a wolf last night. Did you forget that part?
Friendship is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Aside from a few things, and they are kind of big because this runtime is so short, so everything kind of counts. I know that logically. I still absolutely love this. Even like you were saying earlier, T, Aaron is kind of frustrating, but I think Patrick Brice does an incredible job of both being Aaron and directing the film.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot say enough about Mark Duplass. He is just so riveting in this to me.
And I got to point out, he also shot the film. Nobody's listed as a cinematographer.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean,
All right.
it's very impressive what he was able to do. And the two of them together, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
I read that they've been saying that there's going to be a third.
I've heard, yeah.
And wherever it's at, I will be there opening night. Like,
I'll watch it.
really love this.
Yeah.
And I don't think the second one was as strong, but I still really like the second one too.
Right.
This is just great, and thank you guys for voting this one in because
Oh, yeah.
I really love this movie. But on a scale from 1 to 10, terrifying tubby times,
Oh, my God.
aka baths.
I've never heard
I don't know
of
that word. I'm gonna give Creep 8.5 terrifying tubby times.
Holy
I was gonna
shit.
say, I'm getting some looks. I think this movie is fucking great. You look at the runtime
Right.
and what they're able to accomplish in it. It's just very impressive to me. And again, I think Mark Duplass is worth like a few points on his own.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He is so fucking good in this. But and the fact that that it's fucking improv, I really love this.
Yeah.
But I will now open the floor to you.
Like I said, I do like this movie. And the more we talked about it and as the episode went on, knowing that this is fucking improv, that's nuts.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Like I would never have guessed any of that.
No, because it's not like rambling. Like
No,
sometimes you
no,
can
no.
tell that they're trying to find something.
Yeah.
I think I heard fire department or whatever.
Exactly.
But he does such a good job of being creepy and scary, and then like you said, just switches and he's like, hey, so we're buddies, right? And it's like sure. But it is a different kind of found footage, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate that because it's not the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, on a scale from 1 to 10 terrifying tubby times,
Nailed it.
I'm gonna give Creep a 7.5. I did enjoy this movie.
Mhm.
Like, he's fucking scary, and like I could even imagine him being that one neighbor, or a movie being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, nobody likes to go by Mr. Johnson's house. It's like, you kids, hey, how's it
You
going?
kids.
You know, it's something. You know what I mean? Like, he's
Yeah.
just fucking the way he is. It's like, he's super nice. Oh, I don't buy that.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Suspicious.
It's too much.
Yeah.
But he does a very good job of it. And though Aaron makes a lot of, it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? You want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. And then you're sitting there, he gave you the story. You know, it seemed kind of genuine at the beginning, but you've caught him in lies. You've
Constantly.
already seen now that he's not. Why are you still doing this?
Yes.
But, I mean, all that aside, I did enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? It was good.
I enjoyed the movie as well, and I it's one of those that I know I'm going to watch again. I think the positives really rest on the shoulders of Mark Duplass.
Yeah.
Because he's able to play this character in such an interesting way where in the middle of a line he'll feel like it's more threatening or it's more sinister. And again, when you go back and watch it, when he first meets Aaron and he's like, oh, you know, this is going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, no, yeah.
In retrospect. But some of the sequences are really good. I think that there's some excellent tension in a lot of it. There's no music in a found footage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. And for me, the ending, not no, that's I hate it. I hate that so much. But the ending of him setting up not only shows, and I hate this term, but franchise potential.
Yeah.
Right.
You can make a ton of these.
Yeah.
Right.
It could even be past victims.
Yeah.
If you decide to like kill him off later or something,
Yeah.
you know, because he's just got a fucking closet full of them.
Yeah.
But the negatives, man, Aaron, what are you doing,
Yeah.
dude?
The greatest person who ever lived.
I mean, for him.
Right.
Not so much for Aaron.
No. And I gotta say, I mean, again, the performance is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the logic of this. It's like there is not a human being on Earth, after having been lied to this many times, that you're going to take the bait of that last one and then just stare off into the fucking forever.
He's not going to kill me.
No.
He's not going to kill me.
Yeah, I saw the tape.
Yeah.
He was
There's
very
good
kind.
in him.
Yeah.
Look how sad he looked.
Yeah, what, when he pursed his when he was like, how's it going in the grocery aisle? No, I don't believe that. And then also, I gotta say, like, fucking, I understand Joseph is like on his own thing. He loves scaring people with the jump scares.
Yeah.
But he also appears and disappears like the fucking boogeyman. You are not Michael Myers. You can't do that.
You don't know what Joseph is.
No. I guess not. Maybe in
He
like,
watched Behind the Mask a lot.
that's right.
It's a lot of training went into that.
The cardio. You know, maybe in Creep 3 they'll explain that. But I mean, I don't know. The foolishness of Aaron is the only thing that really allows the film to continue.
Yeah.
Which is a big strike for me.
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
So for me, and I say this because I enjoy it and I am going to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's very short. It's a very breezy watch.
Yeah.
But for me, out of 10 terrifying tubby times, I am going to give Creep 6.5 terrifying tubby times out of 10. That's a lot of T's. But I do enjoy it. It's one that will be revisited.
Yeah.
It's just I can't.
Hey, I
Can't
will.
forget.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
That was what really did hurt it for me as well, because it does rest on him being that naive
Yes.
Yeah.
to make the story continue.
That's it.
Other than that, you've got no way to progress it at
No.
all.
Like, well, what if he believed him?
Yeah.
It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Well, that's all from us at Podmortem. What would you rate Creep, and what should we watch next? Let us know on Twitter at the Podmortem. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. Be sure to follow each of us on Twitter at Blood and Smoke, at RealStreeter84, and at TravisMWH. Please consider pledging to our Patreon and stay tuned until after the music for a special shout out to our Wendigo Getter patrons. And remember, when people show you who they are, believe them. Don't let yourself be taken in by a wolf in sheep's clothing. Until next time. Thank you for staying tuned for a special thank you to our Wendigo Getter patrons.
I'm sorry.
Or woo,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, sorry. I was just trying to be more like Joseph.
A special thank you to Chris Ontiveros, Kristen Lofton, Megan Martinez, Kimberly Bass, Sophie Hodson, Anthony Jerome M., Jordan Nash, Kent Morton, Guy 54, Lala Thomas, Travis Anissa Hunter, Miguel Myers ATX, Jennifer Perez, Pierre Lombard, Allison O'Neill, Carissa, TJ and Angie Bronson, Gabrielle Trevino, Spooky Mom, Andy Teague, Aplanon Tavares, Karima Rhodes, Antonio Huerta, Kimberly Kleindienst, Will Brown, Sydney Smith, Osvaldo Soto, Jonathan Booth, Bobby Holmes, Donna Eason, JD Rizak, Molly Gerhart, Armand Spasto, Aaron Aguirre, Eggy, William Barry, Brittany Ramatar, Charity Oxner, Amanda Six, Mandy Rainwater, Eden, Jordan Roberts, Dylan, Melissa Sierra, Holly Bryan, Jordan Blevins, Liz Heath, Spencer Montalvo, Pancake the Panda, John Ramos, Michael Newting, Alexis Roberts, Dan Laveau, Itzy M, Gary Horton, Amanda Aliff, Leisha Olivier, Kate Lamp, Carlos and Sydney, Jessica Hunter, Helena Rudder, Alan Johnston, Mariah, Livy Fun, Mandy M, Scott Troutman, Towton Watson, Mozzie Bear, Brittany G, Dave Burke, Adrian Stakes, Craig Kowalski, Beth, Nick Spill, Emma Hagel Kissinger, Ashley Weidman, Angelica Cornelius Witt, Valerie G, JSL, Emiliana, Brian Glass, CB, Maya Noches, Taylor Santana, Will Lewison, Chris Manley, Angelique, Smelly Poo Poo Head, Beth Bauer, Ben Coons, and Cookie Beck.
Wow.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all. You are the best.
And you know what? You make us feel all warm and peach fuzzy inside.
Well, hopefully not.
Maybe not. Maybe I misspoke. Until next time,